So as far as the third world aristocrat video from today goes, I gotta say, huge win for the toe and a stroke of genius on my part.
Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass and he's picking his nose. He speaks like a pro on the Steel Toe Show. He's making a mess and everyone knows. Ready or not, he already came. April is a hoe and she's snorting for fame. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He spilled the beans. He banged your wife. He's rooting for rage as he gets her thrice. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He had a felony charge, but he's gonna walk. He's got a big mouth and he talks the talk. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He's always a guest with Alex Stein. He's making a wish. He's taking his time. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. Oh, hip hop dibbity dop to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang doodly mama splatting your hat. Doo to poot cakes. Sing it. Yeah, hip hop dibbity dop to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang doodly mama splatting your hat.
I gotta say, huge win for the toe.
Doodle poot cakes. Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass, he'll have you eating crow. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. You have to admit, he's getting the views. A likable guy, not one of the news.
Hey, win for the toe. Win for the toe. All right. Welcome to the show, kids. Thank you to Monograph for the theme song. I do owe that boy a royalty check, that's for sure. That is a banger, by the way. Every corner of the internet I've seen exposed to that, whether they know the toe or not, they say it's a banger. He's got to use it as his theme song. As his theme song. Great work, Monty. Pretty damn good, lads. Welcome to the program. Is it Tuesday already? It's Tuesday evening, and here we are. So much to talk about. Oh my God, so much has happened just in the last couple of hours. I can't keep my goddamn head on straight. I will say this, I'm not going to keep anybody in suspense. The Velveeta stayed down. The Velveeta stayed down. I'm okay. My health has been fine. I feel good, which kind of sucks because I was kind of hoping I'd drop a couple pounds for free today, but no such luck. We'll just have to keep doing it the old-fashioned way. The Velveeta stayed down. It tasted like shit, but it stayed down. I had my probation interview today. That was good. I was glad to be done with that. Very easy. You know, when you tell the truth, you don't have to have a very good memory. So that was, and the woman conducting it was very, very nice. Yeah, all in all, great day. And then, oh my God, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got an email from Nova, and he said, keep this under your hat. Don't go public with this unless like Will Heron tries to get in contact with you. And I said, okay, well, Will Heron's not going to get in contact with me, so I'll keep this under my hat. And like minutes later, Will Heron is jumping in your boy's DMs. I gotta say, it's old white flag Will. It's old white flag Will. Steel toe crushed a member of the Baldo Guard. The old white flag has come out from Will Heron. Now I have to decide, am I going to be a generous God? Am I going to be a magnanimous victor? Or am I going to take my thumb and just go and drive it in? So far, I've chosen violence. I woke up and chose violence. I did put the bullet right between his eyes, though. I didn't leave him hanging. I didn't torture him or anything like that. Apparently, somebody wrote a name in our chat today. The name was, they said he likes to drink with a guy named Jim Palmer. I don't know anything about a Jim Palmer. I don't know who Jim Palmer is. For all I know, that's his favorite cocktail, Jim Palmer. And I think it was Nova who said it. I'm not sure who, but that really shook Will up. And now all of a sudden he wants to talk to the toe. I'll tell you this. I already tried to talk to Will. I already tried to drop some wise man knowledge on him. I already tried to show him the ropes, show him the way. But, once you bite the Baldo, your brain's never quite the same. I think it's the chemicals in the plastic from China where they make it. Once you bite the Baldo, your brain goes all fucky. You grow weird horse teeth. Sorry, Will, I tried to tell you that this was a stupid idea for someone in your position. Now you got all these people out there. Nova's sending me shit. I don't know. I got, what's her name? I got Nova, and who does he do that show with? Divinity sending me stuff. Unbelievable. Chef Maddox mad at me again. He says, bro, you did it again this morning. Spoiled what Orton does to Cena on Raw. I'm so sorry. I will say that I actually spoiled it last night. Somebody wrote it in the chat, and I was talking about it. So, Kopi the Clown says, first cheese, next the buttering. No, this was more about like process. We were talking about what's his name, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. getting rid of the processed foods in the food supply. And I mentioned to Johnny, I'm like, I have like over a year-old brick of Velveeta just in the box sitting in the fridge. Should I go get it? And he's like, yes, absolutely. You should go get the thing. Let's take a look. And it was still in Velveeta form, except for the parts that had been exposed to the air. And we were behind by like 2:10 this morning. Like we still had a shot, but it wasn't looking great. And then people were like, how much for you to take a bite of that? I go, fuck it. You guys, you hammer out the goal. I'll take a bite. And I ended up having to take 2 bites because the first one was so disgusting. I just started gagging. I couldn't get it down. Don't clip that. And then the second bite, I was able to put it into mush form. It was, just down the hatch, and it stayed down, luckily. Power Windows is saying, put Will in a body bag. I don't know. I don't know about a body bag. Let's go to Chad Buzamok. He says, so you're just repeating the name to really fuck with him. What? Why would I do that? There's a guy named Jim Palmer, and Nova said his name in the chat, and Will, it set Will off on a panic. I don't know who fucking Jim Palmer is. I thought it was maybe someone on his show. No idea. See, this is what the internet drama people don't understand. I'm a pro. Been doing this for a long time. I've never lost one of these because I know it's all in the work. As long as you stay a personality on the air and a human being off the air, you never cross those two worlds. And eventually, I know, all these guys implode. I've watched them all. I've scouted them all. There's no new ones coming down the pike. It's all the variation of the same person. And I have to say, with the steel toe stacking the W's, even like at our weakest point stacking them. Imagine what's going to happen when it's all said and done. Oh, and the smoke is cleared. And they're still chanting our name. And Monty Graff's song is ringing from the rafters. Another win for the toe. I don't know. I've already got them begging me off like they're Ric Flair. Please, champ, please don't hurt us. What do I do with these hands? These hands are capable of so much damage. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Kopi says, oh, dude, that cheese looked fucking gross. Yeah, no, imagine how it fucking tasted. MSO says Jim Palmer played for the Baltimore Orioles. Oh, well, there we go. See, people in the chat are now theorizing who this Jim Palmer could be because I have no idea. Let me give you a little advice. Once you decide to cross the fucking toe, don't come into my DMs and tell me something bothers you. That is a truly retarded move, especially after I've given you stellar advice that had you followed it, you would not be panicking and your little Philly teeth wouldn't be chattering right now. Fucking listen to me or don't, but don't cry like a bitch when I turn out to be right. And you got to learn the lesson the hard way. So who is Jim Palmer? Coyote NV theorizing with 199. Jim is Arnold's brother. Oh, famous golfer Arnold Palmer. Why would that upset? I don't know. Why would that upset Will? I have no idea. Yul Brenner's Balls with 199 says, what's up with your new studio? Looks weird. Cheers. Thank you, Yul Brenner's Balls. I've missed you. Oh, God damn it. I didn't mean to say. He's a funny guy with his super chats. Das Optic Nerve says Laura Palmer. No, Laura Palmer. No idea who that is. Dive Bar says Jim Palmer is the doctor on NCIS. Why would Will Heron care if I'm talking about the doctor on NCIS? I do not understand it. So does that count as I got a Baldo Guard shower call then? That's interesting. Miss Tay says, and Toe has eaten stinky cottage cheese pussy before, so that cheese must have been rank. It's not okay. It's not okay. MSO says, R.I.P. Will Heron. Okay. Dark Side Aaron, I was right about Pat's screenshots. He just coped and put up ones that he didn't put up there. He left out the one that I did recreate. What I love about that one is it tortures Pat because there's only two people in the world who know what he posted, him and me, and he ain't going to tell you. I'll tell you because I'm straight with you. Him, again, he's trying to pretend to be someone he thinks he can pull off, and he's shown numerous times through his meltdowns he can't pull it out. Let's go to, Diesel Cat says Jim Palmer is an out-of-business trucking company. See, why would Will care if an out-of-business trucking company is talked about on this show? I don't get it. Taste Fairy Ialto says Jim Palmer played quarterback for the Bengals. Oh. Triple N says, what happened to Will Heron? Steel Toe broke the Baldo Guard, and he was begging me off in the DMs, asking to come on the show so he can diffuse something. See this thumb? See the shade underneath this thumb, Will? This is where you live now. This is your home, right under my thumb. I am your ever-existing sword of Damocles. Although Miss Tay says, Will's chompers survive with the cockroaches. Chad Buzamok says, show it. He has shown me pics he made out of it. Well, it's with the police right now. It's part of the investigation. But it was absolutely, and I recreated it frame for frame. It was a piece of my latent proposal. And you can tell the fact that he lied to you, Buzamok, shows how scared he is. Again, I don't need you to believe me. I always end up being right in the end. You guys can come back to me then. I have no problem with that. Will's teeth look like a line of urinals. That's not very nice. Yul Brenner's Balls with 199 says, I can help with your camera focus issue. Just ask. We fixed it. Coyote NV with 199 says, Jim is the brother of Rosie Palmer. Oh, okay. Chevmatic says, say his name and he appears. Will believes in Jim Palmer. Will believes in Jim Palmer. Come on, I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. I don't even know who the fucking guy is. Nova brought him up on our show. I'm sure it's not. I mean, what can Nova know? So what if Nova sent me an email? Hold on a second here. I'll pull it up. So what if Nova sent me an email with his screenshots of Will's DMs begging him to stop? He was actually really upset at Nova. Apparently, Will tried to call Nova. Let's put that up there. Make sure I just got to make sure there's no info on here. Okay, there's no info. So Will called Nova at 3:12 this afternoon. Nova did not answer. So Will goes busy. And then an hour and a half later says, why would you do that on Aaron's stream? Did I do something to offend you or something? That was a very scumbag thing to do. I thought we were friends. Will, that's your fucking problem that I told you from Jump Street. None of these people are your fucking pal. Get some friends in real life. Go take them to the Mexican karaoke bar and show off your teeth. None of these asshole rat bastard fuckheads are your friend, and I told you that from day one, and you were, Toe doesn't know what he's talking about. Toe never stops nailing it. I got these guys all in cope mode. They're writing their fan fiction by the day trying to keep up with me, and they can't do it, Will. I know I'm arrogant. I know I'm a bastard. But I'll tell you something, Will. I'm a right bastard. These people aren't your friends. So Nova apparently offered someone a paid spot on his show last week on He and Divinity's stream, and Will blocked it. And so now Nova's upset with Will. I tell you, man, it's fun to watch. It's crazy to watch, and I just sit on the outside taking it all in. Taking it all in. Can I come on your show and diffuse everything? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Taste Fairy says, one of the things Mersh was right about, these people aren't your friends. Absolutely. Sam Show says, never see it coming. None of them ever see it coming. Ever. And by the way, Dark Side Aaron, quit pretending you've ever stuck up for me. You've been seething at me since the minute you came into this chat. I know it's got to be rough because you're so outnumbered, but you know what, buddy? You've done your best. You've done your best. But like I said, you're in the bunker, pal. So that is, I got to say, I feel pretty redeemed about that whole thing. Yeah, I don't think Dark Side, yeah, Deutsch Chat is right. I don't think Dark Side wants to be talking up view counts on Cope streams. Yikes. Dark Side Aaron, I think you've kind of lost the plot, buddy. Power Windows says, call his ass out, boss. Anybody who's been a fan of this show since the radio days knows I love reveling in these moments. These moments of Aaron goes, this is going to end poorly for you. And someone goes, you're not fit. You're talking about Toe. All right, go ahead. And then to watch them trip over their dick, or in this case, their horse teeth, and just completely blow it. Mwah. You think I'm an asshole normally? When shit like this happens, I'm fucking insufferable. So please, try to enjoy it as much as I am. All right, guys, let's do an actual show tonight. Enough gloating. I gotta take the shifter. I gotta downshift a little bit. I gotta do an actual program tonight. Dusty Rhodes wants a membership. Get Dusty Rhodes a membership. For goodness sake. MSO says it's a Hallmark moment. Walls Balls, Aaron's like a kid when it comes to this. I really am. Dead Game says, it's a membership, baby. Yeah, that's a good point, Dusty Rhodes. It is a membership, baby. It's a membership, if you will. By the way, this is not a gay shirt, Walls Balls. This is a Brett the Hitman Hart shirt. You show some goddamn respect. Chad Buzamok says, give us the driving the truck impression, the shifting gears, and the noises. All right, here. I got this. Chad Buzamok, I will do a shifting truck and the honking noises if you promise not to clip it. Oh, hey, Divinity. You got any Will Heron stories you got any Will Heron cope stories for us? What do you see? Or what do you say? Chad Buzamok, if you promise not to clip any of me doing the downshifting and the truck driving impressions, I promise I'll do it. Do you promise not to clip it? Go ahead. I'll wait. I know there's Oh, okay. Well, Chad Buzamok says promise. He even crossed his fingers, which means I definitely super duper promise. So he's never, oh, Divinity says not for your show. Okay, watch Divinity and Nova then. They've got all the, that's how you do that. Nice work. Divinity, put your guys' link in the chat if you will. So Chad Buzamok promises. All right, so this is what we have to do. We have to downshift and do a show. But I have to also honk the truck horn. So let's, we have to be going. That's what we have to do. Does that sound good? Dusty Rhodes says, Nick was talking major trash on Camelot last night, if you will. Yeah, I saw that. And, you know, I got to say, it's hard to feel threatened by someone who can't drink until they're 50 and has a 30-day sentence hanging over their head like a sword of Damocles. I'll be writing that $50 check and thinking of you, sweetheart. And by the way, stop with any of the tough guy talk. It's a fucking joke. I would stop it. Dude, stop. I would fucking kill you. Like, it's not even, there's no tough guy talk here. Like, both you and Camelot just sound like such dorks when you're like, get Aaron, we could get him. Guys, I'd fucking kill you. Like, it wouldn't be breaking a sweat. It would not be difficult. So you two, boys. At least Camelot's got an excuse. He can still drink and do drugs if he wants to. Nick's supposed to be sober, and he's talking that crazy shit. Bro, stop it. Oh, I think I could. Dude, stop. I'd fucking kill you. It would not. I mean, unless you guys are, like, talking about tongue-punching assholes, I mean, maybe you could land that one. You are sneaky little fuckers, spindly little things. You can fit in narrow spaces. It's frightening. Miss Tay gifting a membership. Thank you very much. McBuster says Camelot is clearly a closeted gay man. I have heard that he's like a furry. Somebody said, and like he has to pay to do his racing. Like he's not even a professional racer. He has to get sponsors because he has to pay to be in the races, and then he wrecks his cars all the time. And then something about him being a furry. Again, just what I heard. I have no clue. But yeah, it's hard for me to really accept any trash talking from a complete pathological liar who has 30 days hanging over his head and can't drink till he's 50. Well, legally anyway. But stop with the tough guy talk. You're embarrassing yourself. I mean, honestly, if I ever got my hands on you in any kind of official competitive capacity, whenever I wanted. Miss Tay gifting memberships to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby. And Divinity getting one as well. Divinity deserves it. Divinity and Nova have been doing great work. Thank you, guys. Dark Side Aaron, who hates my guts and still talking shit, says Nick's bitch ass has to ask daddy to leave the state. Well, I'm not going to shit on him for that one. I mean, I just got my permission to leave the state. So look, there but for the grace of God go I, as I've said many times. All right, let's go to Dusty Rhodes says, Camelot actually stuck up for you. Take that back, if you will. If he did stick up for, if you will, baby. If he did stick up for me, then I'm going to stick up for him against the furry accusations. You guys got to stop calling him a furry because I've only heard that. I've never seen any proof. I don't think that's fair. How's that? My loyalty can be bought by just you being nice. That's all. Ask Will Heron. It can go bad. It can go bad. Let's go to Red Fox Mad. 499 says, my neighbor's a repossession worker. He says the repos are back to 08, 09 levels. He's been very busy. Repossession vehicles for banks. Coyote NV with 199 says, Nick said you pussied out. You understand he went to the gym with me for weeks and weeks and months, and I offered for him to get in the ring numerous times, and he was scared shitless and would never go? Stop. Pussied out. Nick, again, quit talking about ever putting hands on me in a ring. I'd fucking kill you. It would be a murder. Honestly, they'd have to stop the damn thing. Don't embarrass yourself any further then. Don't embarrass yourself and, more importantly, your family more than you already constantly do. Chad Buzamok says, what other impressions do you do? The truck one wasn't great? God damn it. I really thought I'd nailed it with that truck thing. My bad, Buzamok. All right, I'm having way too much fun. Can we downshift, please? TV's Will Heron died a month ago. Sam Show says Nick would get rocked by a toddler. I don't even feel good. You understand that Nick is such a zero physical threat to anybody that I don't even feel good saying that I would utterly take him apart as it doesn't feel good. It does feel like you're saying, oh, I could beat up a baby or an invalid. Fucking buggy whip arms and the torso of a skeleton. Knock it off, Red Skull. Dusty Rhodes says, Nick said he would get erections watching you in the ring. I believe that. He was watching him, he could tell that everyone there was watching me in the ring. So he needed to try and get some cred back. So he tried to do a pull-up, and his little buggy whip arms hung on the bar, and he couldn't pull himself up. Oof. All right, guys, let's get going. Let's get down to business. Let's shift the gears. Right now, all I'm doing is talking shit. This isn't even a show. This is just Aaron talking shit day. I wanted to point out this tweet from MGD. This was great. She had a good line about the Velveeta clip from today. This was a good tweet. She writes, Aaron Imholt, considering getting a VIP package if you down 1 liter of it before the evening show, and it's a bottle of Sunsweet California prune juice. Now, I denied the offer. I will not be drinking a liter of prune juice before the show, but I had to give that the credit it deserved because I thought it was pretty good. Look, everybody's got to get, after you take a bite of Velveeta for $200, you got to get your requests in. The worst case scenario is I give you a no. Best case scenario, you get your wish. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Buzamok says MGD is a good egg. Yeah, she was taking apart some really psychotic, out of his mind steel toe hater. That actual steel toe wearer guy, he's a weirdo. He was still people coping about the bit that Scott pulled on Patrick and Doom and everybody. And people keep saying it was my thing. I just, Scott quarterbacked the whole thing, and I was just there to execute it. Scott crushed everybody. I'll take the win for the toe, but some of those people are still coping so hard that they're still trying to make shit up, that they're doing their fan fiction. MGD had to set that actual steel toe wearer had to set him straight. She goes, because he was like, no, Aaron literally just made Scott pose with a piece of white paper. He superimposed that shitty handwriting on after. It's come on. Honestly, with detractors like this, I don't even need to swing back. Shavematic says, let's try this again. Says, how much to give us the Thursday morning show Thursday evening? Easy. I think you guys only have $85 left tonight. Hit the 300 that we need for Thursday morning, and we'll do it Thursday evening. That sounds fair, right? Now, you understand I would have to give the morning show the ability to get your 2 hours for tomorrow morning. I gotta make the same offer to them. So consider that when you start, doing these things. Consider that. Chad Buzamag with a great point says, we all know Aaron doesn't have the skill or talent to superimpose or Photoshop something like that with Scott. Perfect. I mean, I like it when Buzamag defends me by pointing out how inept I am. It's best of both worlds. He gets a shot in, I get some backup. It works. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, $85 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much for your, what do you call it? Your contributions. Miss Tay says Scott's a good egg. Scott's the best of eggs. He's the man. All right, look, we got some updates on the Shannon Sharpe thing today. It was spectacular. It was, the Shannon Sharpe thing has become a complete roller coaster. You check in 2 hours from now, there's something coming out that makes Shannon Sharpe look really good in this whole lawsuit accusation thing. Come back 2 hours later, there's a phone call out of him threatening to choke this bitch on the phone. And then a couple hours later, you check back and Shannon Sharpe's going, now there's a sex tape that's going to come out of me. It's like, oh no. It's really becoming a way more fascinating story than Kanye sucking dick. His cousin's dick until he was 14. But if you're behind on the Shannon Sharpe story, Shannon Sharpe signed a $100 million deal with ESPN. And almost immediately after that, a lawsuit was filed by a woman claiming that Shannon Sharpe had R-worded her on many occasions, and she's suing him for $50 million. Shannon Sharpe responded by posting text messages clearly showing that she was aching for Unk's dick. So she was like, you're going to be stuck with me for 18 years when you put a big black baby inside of me. It's like, Jesus Christ, woman. So then Shannon Sharpe comes out and he says, I'm going to countersue for defamation, the whole deal. Then after that, Tony Busby, the lawyer, puts out a phone call. Then Shannon Sharpe says a sex tape is coming out. This thing has gotten wild. This is the 1-minute response that Shannon Sharpe had, I believe, on his show today.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Uh-oh, did you do some slave owner shit? Did you do some field Negro shit? Shannon, what'd you do? What's the stereotype that it feeds into? Shannon, don't leave us hanging, buddy. I do believe he's going to release a sex tape, a 30-second sex tape. Now, there is a text message of her saying she wanted Shannon to put a dog collar on her and choke her during sex. So if it's that, woof, woof. But it's never good when I guess sometimes it's good when you know that the shit's going to come out so you can kind of get ahead of it. But Shannon pulled kind of a dirty move there when he said, Tony Busby does this to black men. Well, he's also suing the shit out of Diddy. And he left that part out because, that's one guilty black dude. But he did go after Jay-Z, and the woman did recant and said Jay-Z never said anything or never did anything to her. She probably did that after a few Freemasons showed up at her house, some Illuminati members in goat masks. But either way, excuse me, she did recant.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of...
I love that. Shannon's like, they're going to release a 30-minute sex tape. I can fuck for way longer than that. It should be about 10 minutes, which is a respectable time. It ain't too long, but it ain't no Minuteman shit. 10 minutes is enough time to get her done and you done and everybody done and then watch some movies and go to bed.
Releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
I love this. This is a brilliant legal strategy. Shannon Sharpe is going, Tony Busby, don't release 30 seconds of me fucking. Show the whole video of me fucking your client, and then we'll see what's up. Wait a minute. If you introduce a 30-second fuck tape, can the judge order that you release the whole fuck tape? Because Honestly, this lawsuit is about to be the greatest case in history. This is the problem with a lot of these YouTube legal people is they're dorks. They're not sports fans. This should be the biggest story they're covering. This is fucking hilarious.
You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Don't manipulate.
The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby.
Oh, shit, he's calling out her OnlyFans. Next thing you know, he's going to be calling out Jim Palmer. And Will Herron's going to be in his DMs. Jim Palmer don't want no heat with this Shannon Sharpe thing.
And Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about.
That's true. He live streamed himself fucking a girl. So get him, Monk.
And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Don't love us too much, Shannon. So he's getting back out there. He's fighting back, and he should, because all the stuff that's come out so far shows that Shannon Sharpe, I don't think, graped this woman. This is a money grab. This is her trying to get $50 million out of that $100 million. He's got the texts. There's a sex tape out there. You'd have to be a lunatic to demand that a 10-minute sex tape of you be released if you were guilty of what he's accused of. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is going to end up being another win for the Sharpe. He also said that he offered her $10 million to just walk away from all this, and she didn't do it. Roots Calhoun says, I agree with him. This is exactly how you should do it. I'd be calling my own play-by-play. You see where I flip over there? I'm supposed to tell her this is for her running away. Instead of the hot box, she's getting hot cocked. Like, he's like, it's going to play into every stereotype. I need to know what's on this 30 seconds. And how racist am I that my head immediately goes to slave play? Coyote NV with 199 says, Chad said the cheese was morning radio hack. Yeah. What am I? All these guys take this podcasting shit way too seriously. I'm sitting here eating a piece of cheese like, that's a morning radio hack. We're all morning radio hacks, shithead. I'm just ahead of the game from all you guys. Jesus, you guys wait a minute. If you don't think this is morning radio hack, that means you think this is serious. Dude. Come on. It's like I'm babysitting little kitties all day. Jesus Christ. Professor Tie-Dye says, are you saying Shannon Sharpe is a grape ape? I would never call Shannon Sharpe an ape. I don't know why that popped into your head. You filthy piece of rat shit. Jesus. Why would you? I don't understand. What's the ape part of it mean? I don't get it. Thank you guys very much. About 350 already checking out tonight's show. Thank you very, very much. Go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Nice little evening show going so far. We appreciate it. Only $85 away from tonight. Streamlabs, PayPal, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships, all that shit. Hey, wait a minute. Chad Buzemach said he wasn't going to clip me making...
Stop dipping into your ketamine stash.
Sorry, wrong streamer. Chad Buzemach said that he wasn't going to make a clip of this. Wait a minute. Buzemach, I feel like you lied to me. Wait a minute. Is this my truck impression? It better not be. I have to be going... I don't understand what you're talking about. That sounded fantastic to me. That sounded really good. I don't know, Buzemach. Must be something wrong with your hearing. Must be. I don't understand. Bo Beardington with 199 says, thanks for covering that terrible font. JH says, Aaron, kudos to Sean for giving you great legal advice. Look, I think Sean is salt of the earth. I think he's a saint. But my attorney, Todd Peterson, has done an incredible job and deserves so much credit. I mean, the guy is methodical. He's meticulous. I heard Nick was blaming his attorney for a bunch of shit. You should have got my guy. Jesus Christ, he's incredible. Measure twice, cut once, methodical as all hell. I mean, he got this whole thing down to $50. He's the man. What can I say? So, thank you to Sean for, Sean's been great. Sean's been a really cool guy, but Todd Peterson, holy shit. You find yourself in any kind of trouble. Look at the shit sentence that Nick got. Look at the sentence I got. Todd Peterson clearly is your guy. I can't help it. I make better judgment calls. Not that we're setting the bar very high. McBuster says, Sean is cool. Nick Rekieta is a try-hard dork that screwed up his midlife crisis. Well, when you have those midlife crises, you can screw them up. It's possible. It's too bad. There are such unfortunates, as Bill W. would say. Thank you, Grape Ape. He says, I am not a grapist. #OneNation. Thank you, Grape Ape. Appreciate the $2, pal. So after Shannon Sharpe came out with that missive, and he defended himself and said there will be a defamation case and Tony Busby should release the entire sex tape and all this other stuff, Tony Busby then released a 1-minute phone call with the alleged victim. And, this one's not good for Shannon. So, like Roots, you and I both agreed that Shannon handled that perfectly. It was awesome. Released the whole tape. Great. This phone call, not great. However, I will say, anytime somebody is surreptitiously recording a phone call, they are up to no good. Their part of the whole thing is completely acted. They're not being genuine, and they're trying to stir somebody up. So I do want to put that context in here. That being said, I don't think this looks good for Shannon.
Anything I say, you're just going to get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me. So I feel like...
That's manipulation, number one. That's bullshit. You don't get to say that. That's usually what people say when they don't have a good point to make. They go, anything I say, you're just going to get mad anyway. It's like, no, that just means you got shit. Because now you're putting him in a position where he's not allowed to get mad if you say something wrong or shitty. You don't get to say that. You go, anything I say, you're just going to get mad anyway. Well, he has a right. Everybody has the right to get mad when someone else says something, if it's offensive or it's untrue or they dispute it. You're allowed to have a reaction. So there's manipulation number one.
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
He just said, I'm going to hang up on you. It is what it is. You just said, I would tell you, but you'll just get mad. He's like, all right, fuck it. Then I'll hang up. We don't have anything to talk about. That's fair.
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, fuck you both. You want to be a dick to me, so don't manipulate me after you just fucking did the same shit to him. I would tell you what I think, but you'll probably just get mad anyway. Telling them how isn't that the definition of gaslighting? You're putting a feeling in their head that now all of a sudden makes them feel like they're not allowed to feel that way. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say these two have a toxic relationship. How did it end? Oh, $50 million lawsuit? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that these two maybe should have kept their distance from one another.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Shannon. No. Always. This is what my attorney said about talking to Gino and Keanu. He said, always talk to them like you're being recorded. That's what my lawyer told me. He said, always talk to those two like you're being recorded. And I said, okay, you got it. I would give Shannon the same advice. Talk to this lady like you're being recorded. Don't say things like, if you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Shannon kind of had the high ground in this whole thing. So now let's say they release that sex tape. And let's say in that sex tape, Shannon chokes her. Even though she said in the text messages, I want you to put a dog collar on me and choke me. If he chokes her in that video, that's going to be used as like, see, look at how violent he is. Go back to that part. It was a little uncomfortably effortless how Shannon said that.
Be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be, don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you said that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
See, now, normally, this is what I mean by performative when you're recording someone. You're being performative. If this were a real phone conversation, that would have made her fly off the fucking handle. She'd have lost her mind. She'd be like, don't fucking, are you threatening to choke me? How dare you? And it would have been a fight. But she knows she's recording, so she's just going, yeah, that's another one in my column. Mark that one down. Choke the shit out of you when I see you. That's mine. So she's just letting that one kind of marinate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. Anyone else getting the vibe? This is my second time hearing this. Anyone else getting the vibe that they're editing out part of her parts of the conversation? Because it goes from, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you, to her going, well, and then him going, thank you. Something's missing in there. That's a really, go back.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you said that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Hear the clips in and out in the sound, and then you just hear her make a sound, and then he says thank you coming up here.
Thank you.
Doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. So, like, yeah, they're cutting shit out of this phone call. Like, this clip is clearly out of context. Like, there's not this much silence in a heated argument like this.
Well, I don't
want to get the shit choked out of me.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Okay. That's just a weird response.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Jesus, Shannon. No. I don't want to be choked. Yes, you do. You don't have no choice in the matter. Fuck, dude. By the way, that sounds like a white girl. So when he says that 30-second sex tape is going to play on stereotypes, I feel like there's going to be some racist shit in it. And Shannon knows, because he knows what she liked to get down with. Uh-oh. Coyote with $20. Thank you very much. Give him the Hulkster.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
He says, too good tonight. Thank you. It has been a good start. Chef Matic with $1 says, Shannon had a smoke alarm beep. Get the fuck out of here. Did I miss it? No. Go back. When was it? What part of the video was it? Nomo says, this sounds like it's foreplay for them. The fuck is that noise? Oh, that's my dryer. Gordy puked on the sheets this morning. I got done with the show. I came upstairs. He had that foam puke. Sometimes if your dog eats grass, they'll have that foam. They'll cough up some of that foam shit. Got to be careful of that. I had to wash that. But the faint beeping was going off somewhere in the house. It scared the shit out of me. I thought I was in a black guy's house for a second. Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up the Mel Gibson tape. That's another example of a woman knowing that she had a guy on the line who didn't know he was being taped. She was setting him up, and she was, she was trying to get him to go off. And in those Mel Gibson tapes, she certainly did. McBuster says Aaron puked Velveeta on his bed, and he's blaming the dog. Helgi says, fuck, I forgot to start the dryer. Thanks for reminding me, A-Dog. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's go back to that Shannon Sharpe thing. They said during the silence you could hear a chirp. All right, I'm listening for a chirp.
The old days.
Hey, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. There we go.
Okay. Well, I
haven't heard it.
You know what?
I don't want to be choked.
well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I didn't hear a smoke alarm chirp go off. We don't need to look for smoke alarm chirps where there are none. Chef Maddox says it was right where you started. One more time.
Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Oh, there! I think I heard it. Was that it? I don't know if that was a smoke alarm, but it was a chirp of some kind. Wow, nice catch, Chevmatic. Nice work, buddy. Roots says that wasn't a smoke detector, and Roots is the closest thing to a black guy we got in here right now. So I don't think that was the jury so far in the chat seems to be out on whether or not that was a Shannon Sharpe smoke detector chirp. Well, either way, thank you guys very much. We're not even an hour into tonight, and you guys already, holy shit, you're pushing 400 people between all the platforms. I appreciate that very much. Hey, now's the time to hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, hit follow. I appreciate it. We're only, $80 away from tonight? 85? Guys are killing it. Thank you very much. Throw a few bucks toward the cause. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. And thanks again. You guys didn't happen to see this judge in, was it New Mexico? He had to resign because apparently, and this goes back to that whole vibe that Democrats feel like the immigration policy we have now is like Nazi Germany in the 30s and 40s, and some of these Democrats are like, we need to protect our illegals, and we need to try to shield them from ICE and all of that. Like, some of these guys think they're Pierre Lapetit in Inglourious Bastards. This New Mexico judge had to resign because ICE arrested not just illegal immigrants, but Tren de Aragua members in his house. He was keeping illegal gang members, terrorists at this point. We've designated them terrorists, the cartel members. Tren de Aragua gang members were in his home. He was harboring them when ICE came and got them. Needless to say, doing something this remarkably illegal disqualifies you from the bench. But also, how fucking jacked up are your politics? How screwed up is your compass that you're putting it all on the line? It's one thing if it was like a sheet metal worker who had a visa expire and he's here illegally and he's got a family and you're going to help him out. That's one thing. But these are literal gangsters. You're literally harboring gangsters. And it's not like you're a mechanic or something. You're a fucking judge. You got a lot of shit to lose, dude. Can't just go down the road and get a job at another judge shop. What an asshole. Venezuelan illegal with alleged Tren de Aragua ties, arrested for possession of a firearm while reportedly living at the home of a New Mexico judge, Jose Yoel Cano. He abruptly resigned days after ICE raided his house in Las Cruces. This happened on February 28th. He announced his resignation 3 days later on March 3rd, the same day that Christian Ortega Lopez, who has alleged ties to the Tren de Aragua gang in Venezuela, appeared before a judge, not him, on charges of being an unlawful alien in possession of a firearm and ammunition. It is clear, however, that Judge Jose Cano resigned as a sort of reaction to the whole thing. Well, yeah, naturally, he didn't have any other reason to resign. He says, working with each of you has been a very rewarding experience for which I will remain eternally grateful. Cano wrote in a letter addressed to 3rd Judicial District Chief Judge Conrad Perea and court staff. The letter declared his last day as March 21st, which dockets show was also the last day he had hearings scheduled in court. I mean, look what these people are doing when it's not even, when it's like criminal. We're just going after criminal illegals at this point. And this guy's like hiding gang members and he's not even able to keep his job and he's losing his shit. What are these people going to do? Because like the Trump administration is treating immigration, in my opinion, like kid gloves right now. It's not just, you know, being here illegally. Like if you're just here illegally, you're pretty safe so far. It seems like they're going illegal plus a crime plus a criminal history or plus a link to a gang. Otherwise, you're cool. So this isn't even just harboring illegals. You have to be harboring like illegal gangsters or illegal criminals, for God's sake. I mean, we're not even to the part where these people are really going to start freaking out and really start crying when we deport people for just being here illegally. We're at like the easiest to support part of the deportation process, and they're losing their minds. Coyote NV with 199 says, I see OJ. Well, fucking run, dude. It's going to cut your head off. Renegger says they're protecting their race, Aaron. I don't know. I think if you look at polling, I think it's pretty clear that legal Latinos are against illegal immigration. They can be actually kind of hardcore on that issue. Probably making more money from the gang than being a judge, says 09 Canyon. You know what? That might not be too far off. That's a good point. McBuster says Venezuela is number 4 in corruption in the world. The CCP got in there for that oil years ago. We dropped the ball in South and Central America. Dub says some Latinos are, in my opinion, hot. Well, I mean, of course. I mean, any race can have beautiful women. That's what I've been learning in my political correctness classes. I've been learning that women can be beautiful in all races. They're still trying to get me on the all sizes thing, and I'm like, I'm more of a Liv Morgan guy myself. I don't know. It's something that little crazy bitch does that I'm all here for. My favorite, though, and I don't know where she is. I just started watching wrestling again. My favorite would be Alexa Bliss. Oh, she's adorable. Let me put it this way. I'm not a Rhea Ripley guy. I know some. Look, if you are a Rhea Ripley guy, that's great. She looks good. It's not for me. More of a Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss type. That's me. Renegger says black women are never cute. That's not what they tell me in my class. So stop it. Stop it. Professor Tricia says that women are beautiful in all races. In all cultures have beautiful women. How fucking dare you? $85 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. Rusty Grammar says, not going to lie, we've got the YouTube chat straightened out to where it should be. Really? That's fantastic news. Steel Toe just stacking up the wins lately. It's getting kind of fucking gross. I got to be honest with you. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe, throw in $5. We'll call this thing a win before the end of the night. So, yeah, that judge is gone. That's going to create a job opportunity for someone else. Did you guys see President Trump shitting on Joe Biden to the Easter Bunny? That's a sentence you only get to say when Donald Trump's your president. You know, there's a lot of world leaders out there that would see trashing their predecessor to a giant stuffed bunny as beneath them and beneath the office. Not our boy Dandy Donnie Trump. Our boy Dandy Donnie Trump is, he goes right up to that Easter bunny. He's like, I need you to know Joe Biden's a piece of shit. And the Easter bunny probably agreed with him, Easter bunny, does he have to buy all those eggs? Because if so, he probably likes the cheaper eggs right now. He might be a Trump guy. Dan Vicious with $5 says, are you using Teespring? I'd promote my t-shirts, but Spring has proved to be useless. Oh, did you buy steel toe shirts and you like them, or did you buy steel toe shirts and Spring fucked you? Because we're going to do a Streamlabs store like Johnny does. And if Monty tells me it's okay, I'd really like to do a steel toe doo-doo poot cakes t-shirt, because that's my favorite part of that steel toe song he made. Thank you, Dan Vicious, for the $5. $80 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. You know what I thought of before the show started tonight? You guys last night got pissed at Steven, who brought a bunch of money to this show. He's actually in first place at 170. Mint is in second at 105. Gray Duckling at 90. K-Rod at 50. Actually, I think Coyote NV is now in fourth at 55. Let me update that here real quick. Coyote NV is in fourth place at 55. There we go. $80 away from tonight. Go ahead and keep doing those fives. But last night, you guys wanted to go $1 or $2 at a time, and you were doing it, and then in comes Steven with the $100. So what an asshole, right? Let's go in and let's go to the next. Let's go to this Trump shit talking Biden to the Easter Bunny thing. I love shit like this. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I like Trump because he's gonna cut taxes, or I like Trump because he's gonna try and get rid of the fraud and waste in government. All that stuff. I like Trump because he talks a bunch of shit. Like, my reasons are not that deep. And some of the shit he does, it's just so unnecessary, but yet so funny. This is Trump talking to the Easter Bunny about Joe Biden. Again, most world leaders would see this as beneath them, not Dandy Don.
Do you remember the bunny with Joe Biden? Remember? Do you remember when the bunny took Joe Biden out? He's not taking Trump out. Anyway, that was a beautiful moment when the bunny saved Joe Biden.
Easter Bunny's just some illegal sweating in that mask going, I hope this motherfucker doesn't catch on and deport me. And he's just like, just laugh at his jokes. Just laugh at his jokes. Remember when the Easter Bunny got Joe Biden? You look like an asshole. I'm not going to look like an asshole, Bunny. Don't you try any smart shit with me, you motherfucker. I think he got the message. I think he got it. Dan Vicious with another $5. Thank you very much. He says they're dragging feet on shipping out shirts from my site. I'm going to be very honest with you, Dan Vicious. My people had a hell of a time getting their orders from Spring. It fucking sucked. It's terrible. I guess they got them all out now. The ones that weren't canceled, they've got them out, but a bunch of us canceled ours. I don't like them. If you want to stick it out, you can. But if you're asking like my personal experience, fucking hate them. Really don't like them. Where is the Joe Biden Easter Bunny thing? I don't remember what Trump's talking about. I just find it funny that he's shit talking his predecessor to a stuffed bunny or to a man in a bunny outfit. Joe Biden Easter bunny. Joe Biden is the creepiest Easter bunny ever. Throwback. Remember when they... Oh, yeah. When Joe Biden had to be... I do remember this. Oh, lest we forget. Here we go. How much? Hey, you know what? I'm starting to think that maybe Jill Biden was the Easter bunny that year. And they just needed her to go into the Easter bunny costume because they're like, look, man, if this motherfucker needs to be led around by his nose, you're going to have to be the one doing it. I forgot about that. That is great. I love shit like that. You know, now that Joe Biden's gone, we can look back at these things and we can laugh. All the falls upstairs, all the falling asleeps on the beach, all of that stuff. Back when he was president, it was terrifying because the motherfucker had nukes. Miss Tay says Dr. Jill was in the suit. No, Camelot, you cannot fuck her. Oh, God. Wait, what kind of furry do they say he is? Like he dresses up and I don't know. I don't understand how the furry thing works. Like you're covering up all the holes and shit. I don't know what furry, I don't know what the attraction is with the furry. Plus, like, with that accent, I was kind of toying with the notion that he was a homosexual, but I could be wrong. Let's go to this clip. Apparently, WrestleMania tickets for this year were historically expensive. There was one guy sitting in a seat holding up a sign on Raw last night that said, "This financially ruined me." I guess WrestleMania tickets for either one of the two nights were insane. This is a clip of Randy Orton in one of the hotels. I think this is the Fontainebleau. And he's out there. It's after WrestleMania. And the fans start telling him how much they paid for their tickets. And I guess this even shocked the shit out of Randy Orton. Honestly, if I'm one of the wrestlers and I find out how much people are paying for tickets, I'm asking for a better WrestleMania payout. Let's take a look. Randy Orton, by the way, my favorite wrestler.
It doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Lower bowl, C135 for both nights.
How far back from the front row?
Not floor at all.
Four seats for like what, 30,000?
Yeah.
Really?
This is our first.
Did she just say 30,000? Now, I know what C135 is at Allegiant Stadium. I sat in the C levels. That's the club level at the Raiders football stadium. And if you're there for a wrestling match, so you've got the floor, right? You're sitting on the floor. And then the C section, C135 would be like up from that like 15, 20 rows. So like good, don't get me wrong. They're probably amazing seats, but 30,000, like 15 grand a night?
Not floor at all.
Four seats for like what, 30,000?
Yeah.
That had to be 30,000 for everybody. That couldn't be 30 grand for one person.
This is our first Mania. I'm like, you know what? Go big or go home. I know. And then SmackDown.
That's so much fucking money, he says. Damn, man. It can't be $30,000 per person, though. Oh, he said it's embarrassing, to be honest. So much fucking money for a seat. So is that like the UFC people? Like what's the company that owns UFC and WWE? TKO. Is that them jacking up the prices, or is that a WWE thing? Oh, someone in the comments is saying those are resale or scalper prices, not WWE prices. I was on the floor both nights for less than $1,500, but probably should have sold them and stayed home for $30K. No shit. If I was able to go online the day they went on sale and get WrestleMania tickets for $1,500 and I found out that they were selling for $30,000, take my fucking money. I don't need to go. I don't need to go to WrestleMania if I can turn a $28,500 profit on that shit. You know what kind of time you could have on vacation? Or I guess if you got a car payment, pay your fucking car off with your WrestleMania seats. Nice. Yeah, that had to be secondary. That had to be secondary seats. That can't be face value. And you know, also, nobody made you pay that amount, right? So it's not like, you know, somebody held a gun to their head, for Christ's sake. Taste Fair AI Alto says, my tickets for WrestleMania 25 in 2009 were $400, and the entire package for 2 was about $3K. Okay. WrestleMania 25, that was Undertaker and Shawn Michaels 1, right? That was a good WrestleMania. That was Orton and Triple H. That one was so disappointing to me because I really wanted Randy Orton to win that one. God damn. $75 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much for your generosity. We appreciate it. Go ahead and throw in a few more. We're just about there. We'll call it another win for the toe in just a little bit. Did you guys see Nick Fuentes covering for his boy Ye? This is bad. Like, if you're how is Nick Fuentes not a Fed? Right? Like, because if you're Nick Fuentes and the rumors swirling all around is that you're a giant mo and you're this closet case, quote unquote, conservative guy, but really deep down, you're just a gay dude. You're staying so far away from this Kanye thing. But if you're a CIA plant and you're supposed to be there to make America First conservatives look bad, you would dive just face first right into this Kanye dick-sucking story. And that's what Nick Fuentes decided to do. Remember, he and Ye are friends. If one of my friends came out publicly and said, hey, I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14, and they were like, hey, Aaron, would you like to cover for your boy on that one? I would go,
Okay, faggot, what's next?
I'm going to go ahead and tap out on that one. Hey, Aaron, would you like to generously defend your friend's incestual homosexual teenage years? No. I would rather talk about literally anything else. I would rather be Shannon Sharpe right now. Wally World with $1.99 says $1 at a time. You guys you're gonna do $75 a buck at a time. I have a hard time believing that. Let's go ahead and see this. This Nick Fuentes. This is Fuentes 5 minutes on defending Ye and his gay.
Attic happens to a person, I'm sure that tormented him his entire life. He's 50 years old almost. That happened to him when he was 13.
It didn't happen to him. They were looking at his mom's porno mags and they were reenacting the scenes they saw. It's not like he tripped and just started mouth hugging his cousin's cock.
I'm sure that must have tormented him his entire life. I'm sure that's something that was the deepest, darkest secret. And
I got to tell you guys, Nick Fuentes is known for being very understanding and very tolerant towards homosexual deviant behavior. In the past, when he's commented on it, I'm sure if we went back, we'd see him being really understanding. We wouldn't see him, trashing it, calling it against God or anything else like that. We would see him be incredibly understanding of homosexuals. When it's not a buddy he can chase clout from. I've always hated Nick Fuentes. I hate him mostly because he won't just say he's gay. And he won't just say he's not a conservative.
Had real estate and was a source of anxiety for his entire life. And I imagine that takes a great deal of courage and bravery. And, people wonder, should you broadcast that? But he put that out there.
Did Nick Fuentes, did America First, Mr. Morality, Nick Fuentes, really just say that it was stunning and brave that Kanye admitted the incestual dick sucking? Wow, Nick. I don't think you've bent yourself into this much of a pretzel since the last time you bent over for your guy pal.
It's part of his
your cat. What is it? The cat date or whatever he went on.
Story. It's part of who he is. His experience is part of his expression. It takes a lot of courage, and I'm sure that sets you free in a way for him to share.
Hey, Nick, how does sucking dick conserve American values? Go ahead.
or, you know, the political stuff, everybody's fucking with him when he's sharing, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. And people go, I love your honesty. Then when you say, you know, I gave my cousin head, oh, then nobody wants to fuck with the honesty anymore.
Yeah, no, that's a reasonable response to someone saying shit like that, Nick. I'm sorry, Mr. Fuentes, you are wrong. You're like, oh, when he says he's for Trump, then everybody loves his honesty. Say you suck your own family member's cock as a teenager, now you're a weirdo. Yes. You don't get to say things in an exaggerated voice, and that just makes it true. If someone says, I'm a Trump supporter, you could be like, oh, yeah, I fuck with you. And then someone goes, hey, I sucked my cousin's dick when I was in middle school. And you'd be like, what? Could you get the fuck away from me, please? Like, I'm a Trump supporter, and someone saying they sucked their cousin's dick when they were in, fuck, I just said something that could be clipped a second ago, didn't I? Boozamak, shut up. Saying you're a Trump supporter and saying you sucked your cousin's dick when you were 14, those things are not in the same ballpark. Fuck, they're not even the same game.
Everybody, you know, when he wears the MAGA hat and says, I like Trump, NPCs, so honest, so brave.
Oh, yeah, that's right, closet case. If we don't celebrate Kanye committing incest, then, yeah, we must be an NPC. Shut up, you fucking Mexican.
He went against Hollywood. I gave my cousin head. Oh, crickets. No.
Yeah, that's normal. And Nick, when you finally admit that you've been sucking dick all these years, well, most of us are going to say I told her so, but I mean, it's mostly going to be crickets. I wear a MAGA hat. Yeah. This is how Nick thinks it should go. I wore a MAGA hat. Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, I blew my cousin. Yeah, fuck yeah. No. That's not, yeah, it should be crickets, you fucking weird gay guy.
Nobody wants to fuck with the honesty now. Now everybody's making jokes. Now everybody wants to be ironically.
Most of us are not making jokes. Most of us are genuinely horrified and think that Kanye should probably step away for a while and get some therapy if this is the case.
Detached. Now everybody wants to make jokes and be fucking funny. Fuck you. I think
a little sensitive to the whole dick sucking thing, are we, Nick? A little sensitive there, Mr. Fuentes?
You know, the world would be a better place. I'm going to be real with you. I think the world would be a better place if we could all take off our masks, if we could all be real with each other.
After you, buddy. After you. Come on, Nikki, baby. You first. Rip it up. Practice what you preach. Rip off that mask. Show us your butthole. Sorry, Tiger got out of the cage, bro.
But, I mean, he even said in the song, and as evidenced by this.
I'm sorry to anybody who just came onto the show and just heard me shouting into the camera, show us your butthole. I understand how troubling that sounds in context.
Reaction, you can't take off your mask because this is how, you know, people may be just as wounded. People may be just as damaged. Maybe something happened to them.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, all of a sudden, tolerant Nick Fuentes is even gayer than racist right-wing Nick Fuentes. This is the gayest version of Nick Fuentes I've ever seen, and that's saying something.
Takes off their mask, and instead of having a real human moment and saying, wow, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's horrible. That must have tormented you forever.
No, here's my response. Don't ever tell me you sucked your cousin's dick ever again. It's none of my fucking business.
You know, because when you're growing up, it's not like he's like maybe, I don't know, maybe he is, maybe isn't. But it doesn't seem like he's some habitually gay man. It's like
he's a motherfucking gay fish, dude. This is the longest stretch outside of his own asshole. This is the longest I've ever seen Nick Fuentes stretch himself to defend a black man.
Discovered pornography young. It happens to a lot of people. It goes a lot of different directions. Some people become trans. Some people do other fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah. All of us who watch porn when we're teenagers, we can't stop blowing people.
He discovered porn young. He had one of those sexual experiences during the coming of age when it's a time of tremendous confusion. You know, he's self-reporting it. And instead of people saying, wow, you know, I'm sorry that happened, or people saying, wow, you know, maybe you could relate to that in some way, people are going to be ironically detached. Oh,
It's not ironically detached, bro. I guess I'm too old school. I guess I don't get it. I guess I'm not hip. I guess I'm not with the times. But, yeah. I don't, when someone comes out publicly and says they sucked their cousin's dick, I don't, that's not something where I go, yeah, hey, yeah, let's celebrate. Keep that to yourself. Some things belong in the closet. Like Mr. Fuentes. Royston S. Bailey with $2 says Fuentes is an unusual name for a white supremacist. Well, when he got in trouble with the cops, he tried to skate by saying he's Mexican, so he ditches it for the fuzz. He said, hey, yo, Holmes, I ain't going to be able to be a white supremacist, man. I'm Mexican as fuck. CJ with $2 says someone clip Aaron saying he'd sucked his cousin's. Atomic Ray with $1 says for the goal indeed. Hey, boys and girls, $70 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. Keep gifting those memberships. Keep throwing in a couple of bucks. Let's get that 70 hammered out and call it another win for the toe. Win for the toe. All right, let's somebody sent something in here and here it is on Twitter. Chad Buzamok clipped something. I'm sure it's very nice. I'm sure it's very kind, and I'm sure it's not out of context at all. Let's check. Oh, there's me from just a little bit ago. I'm sure this is going to be great. Go ahead. Hey, I sucked my cousin's dick when I was in middle school. You were all just watching the program. You all just saw what the context of that was. And you know for a fact that I didn't just say that. You know that I said it in the context of the Kanye. Like, we're all aware of that, right? Hey, I sucked my cousin's dick when I was in middle school. No, but I didn't say that on the show. I didn't say that as though it was me. I was saying that in reference to the Kanye stuff. Everybody knows this. No, Sam Show says you did say that. No, I didn't. You were right here. 09 Canyon says admitting that was really brave, Aaron. But I did, but that's not what Buzamot, tell them that you cut that as a gag, and that's not really what I said in context. Tell them, Buzamok. Rexstart parody account says Aaron standing in solidarity with Kanye. If I'm going to be this gay, we could at least do it with some donations. I mean, if I'm going to get blamed for this, I would at least like to hit a $70 goal, that's all. Shame for pay, as they call it. McBuster says, don't tell us that, Aaron. Keep that to yourself. What the fuck? Miss Tay says, confession is good for the soul, allegedly. I didn't. Chad Buzamok says, how was the coom? No, you know that it wasn't the first time, wouldn't be the last. Am I right? Dub says, if Kanye called Aaron up right now, he'd be all up on Ye's jock. Chad Buzamok says, I mean, that one was so perfect. You lined it up for me to hit the home run. This is my punishment for doing an actual show with original content. Not based on anyone else, just me fucking around with the fans of my show. And what do I get for it? You know, you got to admit, Patrick would never let you do something like that. He would never see the humor in it. That's why he limits his chats and all that stuff, and he gets all mad at people. That's why he keeps those all that private information for the super tips, just in case they get out of line. I definitely have him beat on the ability to take a joke thing. And not doing it. Wally World with $1.99 says, for the Gay Awakening Fund. I'm not having a gay awakening. I was talking about Kanye and Chad Boozum. Halada Vagina says, liar, you did say that. But I didn't. I did not say that. Dr. Silverwolf with $2 says, so brave. Hashtag I stand with Toe. Hashtag gay pride. It wasn't anything gay. I was talking about Kanye. I'm not brave. I'm not loud or proud or gay or any. I'm white, you know? I'm white.
I'm white, you know? I'm white.
Lander says, say what you want, Aaron. That clip will bring in the homo viewers. It will broaden your audience and your anus. MSO says, are you going to start selling gay merch now? No. No, because I did not say any of that. All I did was I referenced what Kanye was doing. Well, either way, thank you guys very much. I appreciate your contributions. We're $70 away from tonight. Looking good. Thank you so much. I appreciate your generosity. But I did not say that. This feels really, really unfair. Really, really unfair. Hey, wait a minute. I fucked something up goal-wise tonight, didn't I? Let me go back here and check something out. I know we got 2 gifted memberships. That's 10. I know we got 2 5s from Daniel or David or whatever his name is. That with a couple of 2s. That's another 10. That's 20. Dan Vicious. Yeah, gave 10. So that's 20. I think I fucked up here, guys. So 20, then 5 from, the 5 from Vidam just came in. $5. He says, we used to beat up kids like Nick in high school. We used to beat them up in the showers after gym class and swimming class. Stealing the kids' clothes and leaving them naked in the locker room was awesome. What the fuck, Vidam? What happened? Jesus. So 25 Rumble. And then a 20 on YouTube would make it 15. So 25, 15, that's 40. And then $4.99 Red Fox Madden, a bunch of $1.99s. 15, 40, 45. That's 45. Yeah, I fucked up, guys. I'm sorry. We're at $55 away from tonight's goal. I'm a cheating, rotten bastard. I apologize. $55 away from tonight's goal. Appreciate it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Glad I could recount that for you. My bad. Lander says, Vidam is the man. That's what happened, Aaron, you gay fish. No, guys, we're not going to have... We're not going to celebrate Vidam bullying people in high school in the showers and leaving them naked like Edward Norton in American History X. Buzamok says, maybe we need to change the name to In the Closet Morning Show. You know, it's only because we've been posting W's over everybody with Will coming back and begging at us, Nick still seething about us. You know, the Onions have been completely silent after the Scott thing. I mean... Oh, by the way, Buzamok, can you give us an update on your boy Chad? I was on Twitter today, and forgive me because I don't follow all this podcast stuff, but your stuff and Numero Uno stuff popped up on my Twitter, and some about MLC, like no more Chad on MLC. Like, is MLC completely falling apart? Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see... It's like seeing an old amusement park ride get torn down. Like, is that show just completely falling apart? They had, like, potatoes and puppets on. Like, that's just not Misery Loves Company anymore. That's kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. It's kind of lazy. You know? I even see the shows that cover me are starting to do worse. Like, we're in the 700s and 800s every morning. I see Patrick and Kevin in the 5s and 6s, and I'm like, this can't be good. Come on. Even their super shows where they do a Friday thing all together to cope and seethe about Aaron. Even that's under 1,000 and everything when they bring all these different channels together. You know what? I'm starting to think I'm not as big a box office as I used to be. I'm doing better numbers than these guys. Shit. So yeah, update me on what's going on there. Dad Vet with $5 says, so now that you have some clarification on your court stuff, when are you going to announce your next terrible life decision, like getting married again or having another kid? Well, I don't know. I don't have any announcements for you right now, Dad Vet. I'm sorry to disappoint you. $50 away from today's goal. Thank you guys very, very much. Now I think we're kind of in the spot where you guys can start doing it a buck or two at a time if you want to. Chad Buzamok says, Chad is for sure drinking himself into a stupor tonight. MLC had Tukey and Cardiff on. Those are Chad's enemies. I know, but that's not what MLC used to be about. Like, Misery Loves Company didn't used to be about wacky gimmicks and, you call me Morning Zoo. What's more Morning Zoo than a puppet and a potato? Nothing against those guys. It's just that, ventriloquism. That ain't MLC. Like, he would have, Kevin, years ago, prime Kevin Brennan would have shit on something like that. MLC also shit on Chad and tweeted today that he is out of the Chad Zumach business. Oh, again. Here's what I think is happening. I think the money's down. I think with all these shows, the money's down. They all thought that the gravy train would live forever. Pro Aaron shows, anti-Aaron shows. The money's all down. Luckily, we just have a set number. We do that. These guys, they're feast or famine. It's way up and it's way down. And that's why we can kind of just do a regular show a couple times a day. These guys got to do all these dramas and works and this crazy shit. Because now you got all the MLC people riled up. Chad's gone. These people are too fucking stupid to realize that Chad's been dead more than Loki at this point. So MLC's they're going to get more donos from the people who hate Chad. You fuck him. And then the people who love Chad are going to donate. Fuck you, Kevin, you piece of shit. And then once that starts dying down, then it's going to be the return of Chad Zumach. And, we're glad to have you back, Chad. Here's more super chats. And then, fuck you, Chad, I hate you. Here's super chats. How many times are we going to play this game? How many times are we going to play this game? Honestly. I guess as long as people fall for it, right? Hey, I ain't gonna shame anybody's game. Not everybody can do an actual show. Chad Buzamok says, MLC hasn't been MLC in years. It's fallen off a hill. Dad Vet with $2 says, Kevin's now thinking about going to Hackamania. Bro, if you buy that, I got a bridge to sell you. Kevin ain't leaving the house. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, boy. Chad Buzamok says, I think this is real hate. He says, KB went after Mosca's autistic child at the same time. Well, what the fuck is that all about? What's with the going after autistic kid? That's a little fucked up. Jesus. Let's go to Nomo says, oh snap, an MCU diss. I did. I pulled out a Loki drop on you. I'm just look. I sneak the knife in between the rib cage. Nova says Kevin Brennan is the biggest coward in the Dabbleverse. Thank God, got nothing to do with that. Hey, Nova, did you see that Will Heron sent me a DM and asking me to who is this Jim Palmer guy? Apparently, Nova, you referenced a Jim Palmer on the show today, and he lost his mind, and he told me, hey, can I come on your show? Can I come on your show to diffuse? Let me read the message. By the way, it's so funny. I told my last message to Will was back on April 10th. I said, it's your job. He kept begging me for comments on my court case. He kept, oh my God, he sent me so many fucking messages on April 10th. He just kept begging me for a picture and then begging me for a comment. And he said, I'm always just doing my job, whether I like you or hate you. And then I said, it's your job to cover Louisiana. This world has put you at risk numerous times. This is you trying to get into the internet game, which, no offense, is not going to work. News is your meal ticket. The grass is greener where you water it. That's what I told the kid. I said, but don't worry. This is just coming from the guy who has accurately given you advice numerous times. So that's the last time I said anything to him, when he was bothering me for a comment. So then he writes to me today. People have been asking about who Jim Parker is. Oh, it's Jim Parker, guys, not Jim Palmer. I'm sorry. I'd like to defuse that bomb on your show. Would you have me? And if so, when? First of all, Will, you would have to bend the knee and admit that your little snarky tweets at Steel Toe like Nick won. No, he didn't. I did. $50 out the door. You would have to admit, you're going to have to bend the knee and admit that it's another win for the toe and you got Baldo brainwashed and that you bit down on the Baldo too hard, Nick, and it really came back to bite you on the ass. But he says people have been asking who Jim Parker is. I don't know who this Jim Parker is. I have no idea. Yeah, Nova says he learned from the best. He's doing shower calls now. Yeah, I got a shower call from Will. I don't know anything about Jim Parker. Anybody want to look up a Jim Parker and find out what the fuck he's talking about? I thought he said Jim Palmer. Let's go to Vidam with $5. He says, Aaron, did you know that Pope Pius XII and the Catholic Church supported Hitler and the Nazis? Some Catholic priests were Nazi members. Yes, Vidam, I was aware of that. You are correct, sir. Thank you for the $5, Vidam. We are 45 away from today's goal. Nova says facts. They're saying Jim Parker is actually Spider-Man's cousin. Okay. McBuster telling me that Jim Parker is the head of the Pipe Fitters Union Local 834 out of Tickle Chidiki, Florida. Oh, so that's Jim Parker. I understand. Well, Will was very upset about this name that showed up in our chat today called Jim Parker. I don't know who Jim Parker. Ask Will who Jim Parker is because I don't know. I have no idea. But Will came to me begging to be on the show. He said, I would like to defuse that bomb on your show. Would you have me? And if so, when? Bend the knee, bitch, and then I'll probably still say no and then tell everybody that you bent the knee like a fucking coward. You bit down on the Baldo. You gave yourself the brain damage. I warned you against it. I told you the grass was greener where you water it, and you wouldn't listen. You said, oh, I'm just reloading. How's the reload going, retard? How's those teeth working? You need another beer, Will? Do another interview at a fucking tortilla shop, you dipshit. And then edit the piss out of it. And then when Ricada gives you a shower call because Kay ripped the fuck out of him and exposed how his community feels about him on your channel, he told you to take it down, and like a good boy, you took it down. Or did Jim Parker tell you to take it down? Again, I don't know who this guy is. But Will seems very sensitive about the guy. Could be a gay lover, I would guess. Maybe it's that. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just a friend. Will doesn't seem like he has a lot of friends. He told Nova, he wrote to Nova. We showed you that email earlier. And he was like, I thought we were friends, Nova. No, they were never friends. Oh, man. No, Roots, I know. I'm fucking around. You too, Sam Show. Oh, Miss Tay says, I believe in Jim Parker. Nomos with $1 says, I love how any of these people actually think they hold some import outside of their loser verse. That's why it's fun to fuck with them. Although, in fairness, I gave him great advice 2 or 3 times, even after he was a total cunt, and I'd been nothing but nice to him. But I knew that he'd crush himself at some point, and I'd be here when it happened. Hate to say I told us so, but I told us so. Roots Calhoun says, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I don't know. What? What did I do? What did I do? I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening. I missed it. Whatever's happening, I missed it. 45 away from tonight. Go ahead and finish it up $1 or $2 at a time, or just do it 5 or 10 at a time. I don't give a shit. But we're only 45 away from pay dirt tonight, courtesy of the amazing Steel Toe fans. All right, let's open up a few more of these. Oh, shit. We got a lot of stuff we haven't gotten to yet. I thought this was a dumb move by the one and only Ethan Klein. You know, he's been in the internet news a lot lately because iDubbbz decided to do a content cop again. He did a video that he called Content Cop. What it ended up being was basically a giant fucking wine session about Ethan Klein from H3. Now, Ethan's been going through it lately. Ethan has had CPS come out to his house because people who hate him and are trolling him They've been saying like his kids are eating dog shit and getting sick. They're trying to get his kids taken away from him. It's really shitty. And iDubbbz conveniently left that all out of his little documentary of the people he was getting the back of. The people he was supporting had been really shitty to Ethan and his family. And the internet kind of saw through that. I thought it was a great little moment. They turned on iDubbbz hard. They supported Ethan Klein. And, you know, despite his faults, Ethan didn't do anything wrong. He didn't deserve the kind of snaking that he got from his former friend, so it was nice to see. But Ethan decided to call Reddit. I don't even know how you call Reddit. I didn't even know there were people you could call it Reddit. And he wanted to get a subreddit that was against him taken down because I guess human skulls were being mailed to his house. Lots of fucked up shit. Of course, the CPS thing, the FBI has been out to his house, I guess, like really crazy stuff. And so he called Reddit to say, like, hey, can you take this subreddit down? Now, my general feeling towards stuff like that is that that's only going to make it worse. You know, just kind of do what you can to, you know, understand that a lot of these people are nameless and faceless and they're chicken shits and they're mentally ill and they're parasocial as fuck. And the more successful you get and the more you get to them, the more they're going to fuck with you. And you just got to try and let it roll off your back. Now, when it comes to the shit they're doing, that's insane. But, you know, Ethan's got millions of fans. So that's, you know, they don't like, it's like what happens with me on steroids. So with Ethan, they thought they could get rid of him. And he's still making it. He's still making a go of it. He's still doing well. It's kind of like this show. People were like, we can get him to stop going live. And I told them they were going to lose, and they have lost, and they've run out of things. Even at my weakest, they couldn't take me down. We just smacked them all back. And it's once you do that, they get crazier and crazier because they realize that they've lost. But instead of recovering mentally and becoming a normal person, they just fall into the shadow realm. You just really, like Ethan has fucked his haters up so bad that they're doing this shit. I've fucked my haters up so bad that they're calling Scott at 11 at night begging to talk to him. Another win for the toe. So here's Ethan with his call to Reddit, which I think is ill-advised.
They will never. You know how compromised Reddit is? I haven't said this before. It's so infuriating.
I'll tell you this, it's kind of refreshing to hear a Jew talk about something being compromised. That's kind of an interesting juxtaposition.
We got a hold of someone at Reddit a few weeks ago after everything was like peak, like max crazy. And we told them about all the snark stuff. It was a comms person, and they got back to us and they said, well, you guys are harassing people also. You're harassing people and they're harassing people, so I don't see the difference between your community and their community.
That sucks, but that's going to be Reddit's answer. If Reddit started policing all these fucking internet retards who dwelled in a basement and never touched grass doing gay ops to people, Reddit would have to shut its doors. Reddit is all pathetic, mentally ill, parasocial people. That's all it is. And then a few people looking for cooking tips. That's about it. So in defense of Reddit, if they had to start shutting down every parasocial psychopath that was on there, the site would go under. It would be like if Discord started doing that. They'd have nobody left. If Discord only had people who wore pants with zippers and buttons on them, there'd be nobody left in Discord.
So, I mean, mind-blowing shit, dude. What a disgusting group of people that work there. Oh my God.
But like, this is the time where you have to decide, is it worth it to do this, or should you do something else? Can you handle this? That's kind of the drawback here. And I think for Ethan, I'm going to be honest with you. I just power through this. This sucks. It's awful. It's really shitty. But, oh shit. Some shitty breaking news. We'll get to that in a second. It's really shitty. It really sucks, but you can get through it. You move on to the next thing, and hopefully they stop this shit. But I don't know. People saying that Ethan's tics, his tics get worse the more stressed out he gets. I think that I think it's a stress-induced deal. Brian says Ethan needs to lay off Ozempic. Yeah, I think he's skinny enough. I think he's lost enough weight. I think he can pull the pills back a little bit. To be honest, when your head starts to get bigger than your body, that's a little weird. Mr. Dan Man with 50 bucks. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. Thank you guys very much.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Thank you, Dan Man. Mr. Dan Man says, I listen during the morning too. Maybe I should try to make time to donate then, but evening is way easier for me. Still, F the morning pores, NBG. Thank you, Mr. Dan Man, for the 50 bucks and the win for the toe. And of course, MSO with the compulsory fake. Thank you very much, Dan Man. And anything else you guys throw in, we're $5 over for tomorrow night. Anything you guys throw in goes towards tomorrow. We don't give the morning your stuff. Root says, Aaron, you look like a human fucking blow pop. How dare you? Look at that broad chest and those big shoulders. I'm built like the Crusher. Brian says, looks like he might have an ID number tattooed on his arm. Not a good look. Miss Tay says, Mr. Dan Man, it's $1 a common. Oh. Well, now he's a 50-time commoner. How's that? I did see this. Somebody made one of those AI action figures of friend of the show, Gino Bisconti. There's an unpaid bar tab, a cat, a headband, Jameson, small change, and some Charger shit. It's not bad. It's not bad. I want to talk to my audience for a minute. I know you guys are very defensive of me, and in all seriousness, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But what's with the Gino hate of fans of this show? You know that Gino never turned on this show. I understand the Keanu hate. Like, Keanu and I are fine. Keanu and I are cool. But I understand why fans of this show despise Keanu and won't forgive her. You're more than allowed to feel that way. Gino, as far as the way he treated this show, never changed. He was always honest. Gino always said, everybody involved in that thing are complete fuck-ups, but Aaron's the one who's turned his life around. Aaron's the one who's going to be okay in a year, and he was right. So I don't really understand the Gino hatred outside of, like, if you already hated Gino, which, can't stop you there. Keanu, look, I'm not saying that you guys have to love Gino and Keanu. I'm saying I don't get the Gino thing. He never, I don't think, betrayed us or turned on us. I'm fine with Keanu. We're okay. She got manipulated and fucked with by a guy who knows how to prey on people. So I understand it. I get it. I've watched him do it to multiple people. So I kind of empathize, I guess. But I can understand why you, the fans, because she got egregious. She got really fucking shitty. It wasn't just, the cops called and I had to talk to him. She said some really fucked up shit. Now, her and I have buried the hatchet. We've said our I'm sorries. I told her I was sorry for putting her in that position. She's sorry for all the shit she said. But I can understand why the audience wouldn't accept her apology. The Gino part, you can explain that to. I'm not saying you're bad for feeling that way. I'm just saying I need an explanation because I don't get it. Like Nomo says, Gino's vibe always sucked. That's fine. It's the people who are like, I think Gino betrayed you. I hate him because he betrayed the toe. He never did. He never did. I will be very fair on that. Halada Fagina says, hey, Aaron, was that the woman in the red dress on the Toe Boys page, the one you dated? No, it was not. JH says, I have no hate for Gino. I am indifferent to Gino. I hate his wife, Keanu. What a cunt. Well, that's mean-spirited, but... Darkside says, has anyone ever said I don't like Gino based on the toe show? Yes. Yeah, fucking shitload of people. Dark side? Jesus Christ. You're off on a lot of shit, buddy. I'm sorry. Like, you got blinders on. I think you got your steel toe hate blinders on. And you kind of have to live in delusion in order to think that, you know, we haven't been smacking them all around. So I get it. You've been kind of living in that delusion world. Coming here is kind of smacking the face of reality. I get it, pal. Chad Buzamok says the issue is Kiki and Gino are users and will flip-flop to whomever they feel will help them since they have no audience or money. I don't think Gino... Buzamok, do you think Gino flip-flopped? I really don't. McBuster says Kiki betrayed the toe. She flipped when Melton did the fake Ashley Facebook post. Well, yeah, I mean, that was a fake, yeah. Fooled Kiki, her true color showed. No, that's not what did it for her. I've talked to her privately. That's not what did it for her. Nova says, by help them, it means pay them. I haven't given them $1 since we started talking again, so they're not doing it for money. Can tell you that. CJ with $2 says, it's not about loyalty. Gino isn't funny. KCT annoys me. Like I said, if you've never liked Gino ever, I can't, there's no accounting for taste, whatever. I just don't get, like, I've seen people say, like, I fucking hate Gino because of what he did to you. Gino didn't do anything to me. If anything, I put Gino in a really fucking shitty position where he had to talk to the police and it annoyed the fuck out of him. In fact, the first time the police called Gino, he says, fuck off and leave me alone. When it comes to the, the discovery in my case, Nick's statement to the police is 15 pages long. Everyone else that spoke, the other 4 people combined that spoke, it's 14 pages combined. Nick's is 15 alone. April's is 10. Everyone else is 4 combined. But if you go just Nick, it's 15. If you want to know where this whole thing came from, what the real cause of it was, Nick was 15 pages of the discovery statements. Everyone else combined was 14. Pretty wild shit, right? So you can't blame Gino for it. If I hadn't sent him the picture, like I said, glad it's over. Glad we came to a reasonable, logical conclusion that everybody's happy with. But it wasn't Gino. It was my own. I gave everybody the gun they needed to shoot me with, That's all. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. But thank you guys very much for sharing. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Helps me understand a little bit better. Nova says, if Gino just hung up the phone. I disagree. If Aaron just hadn't sent the picture. You could even argue if Aaron hadn't taken the picture, if Aaron just would have taken a mental picture and instead of, taking the picture, Sam Show says Keanu wanted to shoot your ass so bad. You mean shoot me or like take a picture, like camera shoot my ass? I mean both. Make me uncomfortable. Mad Max Mardigan says, my only issue I had with Gino is his complete cutting you off because his wife said so, because poor April, it really showed you the type of friend he is. Not really, because he kept shitting on April the whole time. And he did say, even though we weren't talking, he did say Aaron's the best out of the 4. They're all pieces of shit, but Aaron's the one moving on. The best. Nova says it's not lying to hang up the phone, Keanu. Keanu has admitted in the past, she has admitted recently, she's like, I was manipulated by those people. And they kind of got me on their side. And then when they got what they wanted, I kind of saw what they were all about. I get it. I understand. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I sent the fucking picture like an asshole. My Lost Interest says, next time try sketching the naked chick like on Titanic. If only I had been born with artistic talent. Oh, shit. Damn it. My Lost Interest, you're 1,000% right. Mr. Dan Man with $20 says, wasn't paying attention to the ticker. I want my name up there for 10 minutes, please. You can have your name up there for good. Look at this. That puts you at 70, right? What's our lowest? 55? Yeah, you're in there. You're in there at $70, buddy. You're in 4th place. That is Dan Man in 4th at 70. So we got Steven at 170, Mint at 105, Gray Duckling at 90, and Dan Man at 70. Looking good. CJ says, to Keanu's credit, she accidentally exposed Chrissy Mayer. Damn. They did have a bit of a rough go of it, but yeah, such is life. Thank you, Dan Man. Thank you, CJ. We are now $25 into tomorrow night. We might be more than that. I'll check after the show. We're $25 or $30 into tomorrow night. The evening show continues to kick ass and take names. Nice work, everybody. Well, hey, good chat. Good chat. Hulkamasha Baby says, I'd say you're more autistic than artistic. Again, he ain't lying. All right, guys. A little over 300 of you checking out the show still as we head into overtime. We've got about a half hour left. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. Royston S. Bailey with $2 says, Nick said he has PO approval to go to Hackamania. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of become their lol cow at this point. I don't think he realizes that they aren't his friends. It's going to be a lot of people like trying to give him booze. There's going to be a lot of people trying to get him to take pictures with drinks in his hands. They're going to have drugs there, and people are going to try to tempt him. Personally, I think it's a terrible idea, but I ain't going to stop him from fucking up. If you think I'm going to try and stop him from fucking up, hey, I ain't his friend. I ain't his enemy. I'm just a guy with a big bucket of popcorn watching a habitual liar fuck himself. I'll just keep eating. That doesn't sound good. That's a fat joke. Oh, Sean. This was the breaking news I was talking about earlier. Carlos Santana suffering a medical emergency before his show. I can't believe he's still performing. I'm not saying he's like Frankie Valli. Have you seen those Frankie Valli videos of him still doing shows? Whoever's in charge of Frankie Valli, honestly, they ought to be charged with elder abuse. It's so bad. But Carlos Santana had to postpone a show in San Antonio tonight. The singer is currently under observation in Texas. He's doing well and looks forward to coming back to San Antonio. He suffered a medical emergency tonight. They suspect it's dehydration. He was put in an ambulance and sent to the hospital overnight for monitoring. I mean, how do you get, like, I don't get that. Like, in a civilized place, in a first world place, how do you get dehydrated? You drink some fucking water. Like, how do you fuck it? You're in America. You're in San Antonio. You're at a theater. You can go right up to the desk or the concession area. just get a glass of water and, down the hatch, Carlos. Jesus. Sam Show says P.O. let him go because they want him to fuck up. Maybe. It's possible. Taste Fairy says Vegas is a great place to go when you're newly sober. I mean, what? He's not the king of good decisions. Oh, they also released the transcript of his sentencing hearing. Oh, that judge was brutal. So they gave him a way worse sentencing than they do most people in his position. And I'm going through the PSI, or the interview process now, the pre-sentencing interview. You have to fuck that up to end up how he ended up. And he tried to tell the judge how fucking smart he is and how people have told him he's smart, and the judge just blew him the fuck out. I mean, I read the transcript today. It was brutal. CJ with $2 says dehydration often comes from having the shits. I guess if you're older too, it's maybe a little easier. Could be a little easier to become dehydrated. Either way, I'm a Carlos Santana guy. I don't want to see him in bad health. I don't want to see him doing poorly. That fucking side. I don't want to see him missing shows. But like these guys, it's like if they stop playing music, they're going to drop dead. Frankie Valli is out there Frankie Valli's out there at like 90 something, almost $100 or 100 years old, and they've still got him. He's 90 and they've got him out there performing. It's so clearly a track. He barely knows where he is. The backup singers are doing most of the work. If you haven't seen the latest Frankie Valli performances, it's so bad.
Does someone own Frankie Valli's soul or something? Because who's forcing this man to still be performing at 90? I'm pretty sure at one point he even forgot where he was.
He's just standing there. For all we know, he died. He died and he's frozen. Again, I always suspect elder abuse, but you never know. Like at 90 years old, maybe he's like, what the fuck else am I going to do? I just sit at home and die? You know, I guess maybe you'd rather die on stage. Or again, maybe he's got like a wife that's 30 years younger than him and just wants to keep taking the money in.
I mean, I love me some Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, but at this point, it's almost like you're watching an animatronic Frankie Valli with these lip syncs. I don't think you need any proof to know that he's lip syncing, but check out this clip from a few months back. Whenever I watch it, I feel like Frankie is staring into my soul or something. It gives me nightmares.
Jesus. And they just he keeps getting booked though. Like let's take a look. Frankie Valli. You think you're Frankie Valli, some kind of a big shot? If we go to his tour schedule, what kind of venues is he playing? You think he's still making it on the casino circuit? Holy shit. He's playing the Westgate in Vegas this weekend. He's playing the Westgate in Vegas Friday and Saturday. Tickets are $83. You saw that shit, right? You saw that show? $83 to get the privilege to go watch Frankie Valli. And he's going to be at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Virginia, then in Ohio, Cannon Center for the Performing Arts in Memphis, Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land, Texas. So he's still doing theaters and casinos. He better not be coming to Minnesota. Good. Almost be tempted to go see him just for the stories. Papa Shop says, still a better show than Hackamania. Well, I mean, don't set the bar too fucking low. Chad Buzamok says, didn't Ray say he was a Frankie Valli genius and knew everything about him, was on his website or something? He went on Jim and Sam and they asked him and he knew nothing. Really? What is the casino schedule looking like here in Minnesota? What do they got? What do they got going on? Anything good? Sometimes they'll sneak a decent one in there. But for the most part, it's mid, you know. It's, for fuck's sake, it's a casino. What do you do? What do we have? Can I get a fucking schedule, please? What is it, goddamn COVID? Here we go. Oh, maybe if I scrolled down. Martin Lawrence is coming in May. Ladies Weekend, I Mom So Hard, the flashback tour. Oh, fuck. Riverdance 30, the new generation. Whiskey Myers. The Great Midwest Rib Fest. The Australian Pink Floyd show, Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary tour. The Doobie Brothers? Get the fuck out of here. We going to hear some China Grove? That actually wouldn't be a terrible show. Jeff Dunham, Brian Regan. I mean, they're still both names. Ziggy Marley. See, guys, we only get the big acts here in Minnesota at our casinos. How about Grand Casino? So we have 3 casinos in Minnesota that are like the bigger 3 casinos. We have Mystic Lake, and then Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Well, no, and then Treasure Island down in Welch is probably bigger than the Grand Casinos. But what do they have? Oh God, Chippendales. No, thank you. I'm good. Oh shit, Grand Casino Hinckley got Rick Ross. Shit with Waka Flocka Flame. Oh my God, how do you not go? I'm sorry for anything I said about the Minnesota casino circuit. Brews and Beats, Broadway Rock of Ages, An Evening with Heart, Kane Brown in July, Cole Swindell. I mean, country-wise, those are some names. John Mulaney. Fucking Shaggy in August? Bro, we all got to go see Shaggy. Lamb of God. All right, Grand Casino Hinckley not doing too bad. Biggest act I saw, I think, at a casino, I would say I saw Kid Rock at Treasure Island. I would say that's probably I'm going to Treasure Island in June. My daughter's birthday. She wanted to go see Weird Al. I'm a good dad, so I got tickets. What does Treasure Island have? Little River. This is the Minnesota casino circuit. Little River Band. A Neil Diamond cover band. I Want My 80s tour. What's that? What's the I Want My 80s tour? They've got Rick Springfield? Get the fuck out of here. When the legendary Rick Springfield brings the I Want My 80s tour to the Treasure Island Amphitheater, well, fucking hell. They got Rick Springfield coming to town. Weird Al in June. Incubus. There's a fucking blast from the past. Ooh, BTO and the Marshall Tucker Band. Travis Tritt and Trace Adkins, sign me the fuck up. I can't stand Gabriel Iglesias, but he'll do well. Coulter Wall, I don't know who that is. Tyler Henry. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Ty Henry. So the Minnesota casino circuit is live and well, boys and girls, especially if you want to go see some Shaggy. You guys want to go see Shaggy live? Come on. Act like you don't. Act like you don't. Vadam with $5 says, I bet AC/DC will still be touring when they're 90 years old or older. They look old now. 2 members are already dead. Drummer was house arrest, and 1 is under 40, I believe. Well, did Brian Johnson come back? I know he was going deaf for a while. But did he come? I thought he came back for a little while. Leah says John Mulaney is pretty funny. Midland Armory, there's something ironic about the Cowboys playing country music at Indian casinos. I mean, that really is just kind of rubbing in the colonialism, isn't it? Yeah, some people are surprised at the acts they're getting at the casinos. Taste Fairy Ialto says Lamb of God, too? God damn. I saw Pat Benatar once at Mount Airy, 4th of July. Well, I mean, let's not brag so hard, guys. Jesus. Aaron wants to get spit roasted by the Chippendales dancer. That's not true. End of Silence says, I know Axel filled in for AC/DC for Brian Johnson for a while, but I thought he came back. I thought Brian Johnson came back. Brian Johnson still with AC/DC. 3 days ago. He was injured at an AC/DC concert, so he's still doing it. He's currently touring with the band on their Power Up tour. Well, they must have fixed his ears. Brian's 77 years old. Fuck, dude. AC/DC is getting up to Frankie Valli age. I mean, they're only 13 short of him. How old would Bond be right now? How old would Bond? Jeez, see, dude. You got to stop talking around your computer. I just wrote how old would, and it was as I was saying Bond, and it wrote how old would Bon Scott be today. That's fucked up. Bond would still be 78. Okay, so it wouldn't be any younger if he was still alive. Brian Johnson was there last week in Minneapolis. Holy shit, am I a bad Minnesotan for not knowing AC/DC was in town? My bad. I'll try harder next time. We got a bunch more shit to get to tonight. I'm kind of stalling here a little bit. I apologize. Just want to make sure I got all my stories up. This is what happens. We hit the goal and fucking Imholt just starts coasting. I apologize. We do have some Dwight Schrute. He was on a podcast recently. Why do all of these podcasts insist, whether these actors want to or not, why do they insist on talking Trump with these actors? Like, what are you going to be shocked when you find out that these Hollywood people are all liberals? Why do we need to ask Rainn Wilson what he thinks of Trump and what he thinks of the media? What's the point? But he was on a ripped into left-leaning media outlets over their coverage of former President Joe Biden after listening to MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle push blame for the media's loss of public trust on Donald Trump and Elon Musk. He was on his own podcast, and he was shitting on MSNBC. I thought he was on MSNBC, and they were asking Rainn Wilson what he thought of politics. Let's get this clip in here real quick. 30 seconds.
That's not cool.
Fuck, guys, never mind. We're going to have to talk through this one a little bit. Hey, don't forget, Johnny's back again tomorrow. He missed Monday, so he's going to be back tomorrow morning on the program. Very excited. It's going to be another great show. We've had an effortlessly perfect week so far. It's been eerily perfect. We're looking for our 10th week out of 11, and I think our third or fourth straight perfect week. So thank you guys very much for all of your support. All right, here we go. This is the Rainn Wilson clip. Oh, by the way, hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. Appreciate it.
Our institutions. It's the media, it's medicine, it's banking. It's a huge problem because when you think about democracy and all of these pillars, they need to stand tall. They need to stand strong. And sort of losing that trust is not by accident. It's by design. If you remember when President Trump was running the first time, Steve Bannon once said, the goal is to blow the whole thing up.
I love when like these lefty people think they're talking to someone who's just going to everything they say. Because like conservatives, you got to remember, they got to deal with MAGA people, neocons, and libertarians, and they all can't agree on shit. And if you're talking to a libertarian, even if they fucking agree with you, they're all 12-year-olds, and they have to argue. No matter what, libertarians have to argue, and it's usually on some stupid little semantical point. Libertarians are fucking exhausting. They're like having extra children. But if you're liberal, usually they're in a small enough tent where they're all like, yeah, they're like just going to be polite and go, yeah, totally, absolutely. So a lot of these people are used to just preaching. So Stephanie Ruhle starts preaching at Rainn Wilson, and Rainn Wilson goes, actually, you know what? I know I'm from Hollywood. This is going to sound weird, but I have an independent thought.
And so I think that you've got mistakes made or things starting to slip, while at the same time there's a concerted effort to destroy the media, because the media, the news media, is, in my opinion, the last line of defense of holding power accountable, right? And you had a bit of a perfect storm, right? President Trump won.
Great picture of Shannon Sharpe, by the way, with the cucumbers in the background.
And tons of people were shocked or angry or frustrated, and they're tuning out. And at the same time, you have the Elon Musk media machine, because they want you to leave traditional media, and they want you to go to X.
He really does look like a giant retard in that picture.
Which is a bastion of misinformation, where there is no fact checking. So it's a perfect storm of people.
Yes, the reason we don't trust the media and the reason we're tuning out of the media is because we love Trump so much. We don't want to listen. It's not because during COVID you guys did nothing but shoot misinformation up our asshole. You mainlined it into our fucking bloodstream. That's not why we stopped trusting you. It had to be because of the bad orange man. Sure, he's the one who did all the stuff that made us not trust you guys. I mean, you guys just told the truth, and then he just came in and started like making up fake dossiers about you and started saying that shit that was clearly true wasn't true, and just kept gaslighting the American people. And you guys were just trying to tell us the truth the whole time.
Saying, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm tuning out, I'm disconnecting. And then you have a force pushing it. But even in the last 2 weeks, what we need to do is just cover what's happening in America. right? We have to cover.
Yeah, there's this great story, Stephanie. You'll love this. This is great for MSNBC. What you should cover is there's this illegal immigrant, right? And he's an MS-13 member. And he's had restraining orders from his wife and all this other stuff. He's just a really bad dude. And he's been a human trafficker, alleged. And we deported him to El Salvador. And there's psychos in this country who are trying to go to El Salvador and bring this terrorist guy back here. You should report on that one. It's huge.
Democrats trying to figure out what their lane is and how they're going to get back on their feet. And we have to simply cover what this White House is doing. And I think if we do that, right, there's that saying, you know, trust is gained in raindrops and it's lost in buckets. And it's not yes, you're not incorrect that the media has lost trust.
This is where I would push back.
Yes, here we go. Dwight Schrute's going to push back. Get her, DS. I mean, the kids call it cope. That was a whole bucket load of cope. You know, what we should do is just cover what Trump's doing. Yeah, because if there's one complaint I have of the mainstream media, they just don't talk about Donald Trump and what he's doing enough.
When I see this kind of insight and passion being directed at the current administration and the lack of this kind of insight and passion being directed at the previous administration, where, again, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about left-leaning news media organizations were kind of like, la, 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 everything's fine. Look, the environment's, look, the economy's great, la, 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 immigration's not that much of a problem. And really being Cleopatra, queen of denial. Thank you.
Hey, nice work, Dwight. I liked it. Rainn Wilson crushing. That one's an 8.5. That's a good one, Dwight. Oh, that was it? I thought, let him go. Come on. I want to hear him rant a little harder. But no, he's right. Like, we just watched a media person sit there for 3 minutes and go like, this is why nobody trusts us and watches us anymore. It's Trump this and Trump that. And Dwight just sits there and goes, yeah, how about the fact that you guys ignored everything while Biden was president because you were shit scared of Trump? How about all the lies you told during COVID? How about all the times you told us the economy's going great when people were putting groceries on a credit card? No, that didn't wear away at the public trust. It was Trump calling you guys bad names. That's what it is. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says Malcolm Young is dead. Oh, that's right. Malcolm Young is dead. Bon Scott is dead. AC/DC has a different lead singer that was a founding member. He left the band in the 70s. Phil Rudhausar. Look, those guys are pushing 80 years old. You're definitely going to have some turnover. I mean, aren't the isn't Van Halen still going with Wolfgang? Isn't he still keeping Van Halen alive? Is Van Halen still performing? Because Eddie's gone, right? Eddie died like 5 years ago. Van Halen is not currently performing. They officially disbanded. Oh, they did disband a month after the death of Eddie Van Halen in 2020. There have been rumors of a reunion tour. It has not materialized. Alex Van Halen, Eddie's brother and bandmate, has also suggested he may not perform again without Eddie. Yeah, you'd need Sammy or Dave, too. I mean, you could go Alex, Wolfgang, Dave, and or Sammy. But, you know, there is something to be said for, like, once the founding members start dying off, it's time to go. Who did we see? Who was at the red carpet one time and we were like, oh, shit, this will be cool. Saliva. Saliva was at the red carpet years and years ago while I was doing mornings on 101. This was probably 2016, 2017. And we were drinking with the guys from Saliva after the show. And we found out that it was like barely any of them. Like 2 of the band members were the original band members. And the whole reason I wanted to, like, I know our station was working the event and I was hosting the thing. And I had to be there. But one of the reasons I wanted to be there was because I'm a wrestling mark. And Saliva has done a few wrestling theme songs. Like I wanted to hear him do Batista's theme song and a couple of other ones. And they didn't do them. And I asked him after the show, I'm like, why can't you do like I Walk Alone? Why can't you do songs like that? And they're like, well, Vince owns them. Like Vince can sue us if we go out on the road and we perform Batista's theme music. I didn't know that. So like when WWE like takes a smaller band's songs and uses them for a wrestler, sometimes they'll just straight out buy the rights to the song. Like I don't think they own Cult of Personality. Well, clearly they didn't because CM Punk used it in AEW. But Saliva said, yeah, we can't perform those songs live. We need Vince's permission. That was surprising to me. But it was like, I don't think Saliva even had the same lead singer as they did in like the 90s and early 2000s. And like once you get to that point, it's like, let's call it, guys. Like, let's just be done. When you start to have more replacement members than original members, let's close the curtain. Dive Bar with $1 says, COVID made Aaron blow his cousin. I'm not Kanye. 09 Canyon says the Little River Band has no original members and they won't allow the real band members to tour under the name. That's weird. Guns N' Roses got back together like 10 years ago. Are they still going? That was one that we never thought we'd see. Guns N' Roses still tour. They're like massive in Europe. They pack soccer stadiums in Europe. Guns N' Roses is still currently on tour for 2025 with their Because What You Want and What You Get Are Two Completely Different Things tour. It began in May. That would mean it's going to begin in May of 2025 and will continue into July. Shows across the Middle East and Europe. Public Enemy, Rival Sons, and the Sex Pistols will be their other acts that they're playing with. Yeah, I mean, they go to the Middle East and Europe, and they're selling out like 60, 70,000 seat soccer stadiums. So, I mean, they don't even need to come back here if they don't want to. McBuster says, Pantora touring without Dimebag and Vinnie Paul is fucking stupid. Bigot on Socialist Media says, I never liked Guns N' Roses. The older I got, the less I cared for Guns N' Roses. Maybe it's more like youthful angst music. But I didn't. Or like maybe Guns N' Roses has a lot of those songs where once you hear them 300 times, you're like, all right, I got it. Welcome to the jungle. It's crazy. It's fucking wild. Something about a 60-year-old man welcoming me to the jungle. It doesn't hit like it used to, I guess. By the way, I think Axl's in good shape again. He's like the Kelly Clarkson of rock. Like one day he's 280 pounds. The next day he's 150. It's odd. Now with Ozempic, there's really no reason for him to get fat again. Crowder Wears Panties says, well, touring with Dimebag would be kind of hard nowadays. Yeah, it wouldn't be easy. Be kind of hard to, I mean, not without a Ouija board. You couldn't get Dimebag out to do the show. Let's see this link that they sent me here. Pet Cemetery killing Judd scene. Fox under bed. Dub, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Am I the idiot here? I ain't getting it. Did you guys see the Pope today? They had the Pope just laying there. Like, just Pope carcass. Did you see this? Yeah, you see this, folks? You hear about this? Fucking odd, dude. I don't like when they do this. Like, I guess technically it's like an open casket. It's like a wake or anything else. But it's like out in a big rotunda, like out in a big public display. It's not like a funeral home, like with your Gram. This is just like a bunch of people can just walk up with their germs. And I guess they're not going to get him sick. But I don't know. I just don't like him sitting, like it's slanted upward. It's a little too Weekend at Bernie's-ish. That's all. I love that they're going to pick a new anti-commie black pope. I thought I was going to hate a DEI pope. But the DEI pope they're going with seems to like really hate commies and be like super traditional and hardcore. So I think I'm going to like that guy. Bigot on Socialist Media says, you can spit in his face one more time. I don't think that's very nice. I think it would be in poor taste to walk up to the Pope's dead body and spit on it. Hey, did you hear the guy who's in charge of the Vatican now? He's not like the Pope, but he's like got to do the Pope's job. It's just some dude named Kevin. Have you seen this? The interim manager of the Vatican is a guy named Kevin. Yeah, it's not like Pope Ezekiel or, Pope Pius the 29th. It's Just a dude. It's a guy from Ireland. His name's Kevin. He's kind of running things. He's like the secretary in chief. Cardinal Kevin Joseph Farrell, to be exact. The media call him an ultra-conservative. For example, he vehemently opposed same-sex marriage. Good! That's called being a Catholic. Could we get a guy who's like really conservative and actually, I don't know, oddly believes in Christianity, but like doesn't fuck kids? That would be nice. We haven't really had a mixture of that in, I would say, really forever. Ratzinger was the main cover-up guy. John Paul was covering up the molestation and all that shit. All I want is a pope who actually believes in the Bible and believes in the teachings of Christ and is actually Christian, not when it's fucking convenient or not when it's good for PR. I want a guy who's an actual, by-the-book, fucking Catholic Christian and no kid fucking. If we can get those two things in it, is Kevin like that? Put Kevin in that. Let Kevin have the gig. Give Kevin the gig if he's, stays true to the faith and leaves the, hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Make him Pope Kevin too. Quit giving him goofy names. I would relate more to a Pope Kevin. Hey, who's that Pope? Well, that's Pope Francis. Francis is a gay name. Oh, that's Pope Benedict. He sounds like breakfast. Who you got? I got Pope Kevin. Oh, I like that. Pope Kevin? I like that. Can we call him Big Kev? You absolutely can call him Big Kev. Sweet. I like Pope Big Kev. Or like Pope Dave. That would be a good Pope. Or Billy. Pope Billy. That sounds like it's too young. I like Pope Kevin. I don't want to have like Pope Redrainimus. That's stupid. Yeah, Nomo says make him Pope Kevin the mediocre. Yeah, Pope Kevin the normal guy. Pope Kevin the average Joe. It's perfect. Deutsch Chad says, I just saw the clip where Nick lost his Rumble and Locals contract. Nick hasn't had a Rumble and Locals contract since the end of 2024. 2023, I'm sorry. Nick's Locals and Rumble contracts expired in 2023, and they never renewed them. He kept lying to us and telling him that we were all going to go to Miami and sign this contract. Oh, I'm going to take you guys to Miami, and we're going to go sign the Rumble contracts and all that. In March. That's what he kept saying, in March. That's like Nick told me, he's like, Dick Masterson thinks you guys are really funny. You should get in touch with him. And I DM'd him. I'm like, hey, I'm hanging out with Rakeda. He says that you think we're really funny. He's like, oh, yeah, you guys are hilarious. I'm like, well, Nick says we're going down to Florida in March. If you're down there, if you go there, I didn't know where the fuck he was. I go, if you're in Florida, maybe we can catch up. He's, oh, I don't think I'm going to be there, but whatever. And it was like 4 text messages or 4 DMs total. And because Nick had us convinced we were going to Miami in March to renew his Rumble deal. It's never happening. It's never happening. There was no negotiation. They didn't ask him back. They didn't want him back. I think they kind of saw that the writing was on the wall too. So Nick hasn't had a Rumble contract since at least December of 2023. It just wasn't a thing. So yeah, that wasn't, when I saw that clip, people were like, have you seen this? I'm like, I was there. Like, I was living it. I knew that. But yeah, Nick would always want me to like text his other streaming buddies. Like, they're not even his real friends. It's like his streaming, but oh yeah, my streaming, this guy, he likes you. I don't fucking care. Let's go to Nick the Milkman with $2. Says, what about the Third World Aristocrat video? I haven't seen the latest one, the Cope stream, the accountability video. I haven't watched that one. And I don't know if I will, but I don't, the whole, the whole Rumble contract thing, it was weird that that got clipped and everything because I didn't realize that people didn't know that. Yeah, that was up back in 2023. It's nothing new. Bigot on social media says they are his friends if he doesn't socialize with anyone in real life. I mean, I suppose. Ryan the Garbage Man says, hopefully the next Pope takes the name Charles, then he can be called Pope Chuck. I like Pope Chuck. Pope Donnie. Pope Bob. That could be a fun one. Bob the Pope. Oh yeah, there's Fauci Spengler. He says, what about Bob? Indeed. That works too. I like this Kevin guy, though. Let's just put Pope Kevin in there. He's already used to the job. It's like when you pick an interim coach in the middle of the football season when you fire your coach. And then you just go ahead and you make the interim guy the head coach the next year. Let's just do that with Kevin. Works for me. So they got about 100 papal electors. And they have to choose the next guy. And a lot of people are thinking they're going to pick this conservative black dude from, I think, Nigeria. But again, not against Pope Kevin. Just keep the options open. That's all. It would just be funny to watch the media try to make a black pope look like a Nazi. My Lost Interest says we could have a Pope Richard, Pope Dick for short. That's a little too on the nose for the Catholics. Hey, nice pick, Taste Fairy Iolto. That's what we should do. Pope D'Angelo De Niro. Where's he been forever? Elijah Burke? Pope D'Angelo De Niro? That's who we ought to be getting. That's a good call, buddy. Stop right there. Stop the presses. We're getting Pope D'Angelo De Niro. And that's the end of that. When do the last time they picked a pope, I was working in Litchfield. It was like 06, 07, I think. I don't remember how long it takes. How long does it take to pick a new pope? How about Pope Beetlejuice? The election 15 to 20 days after the death of the current pope. Oh, wow. We got to wait a couple of weeks. So Pope Kevin's going to be in charge for a little while yet. Okay, so Pope, I don't want Pope Kev getting, used to the chair or anything and, making himself at home, but he gets to get a feel for it for a little while. Good. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Let's leave. We had a great day. We had a great evening. You guys ended up about 30, 35 ahead for tomorrow evening. It's just been a great week of evening shows. I can't believe 2/3 of them are done already. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Take it easy the rest of the way. See you at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.